All right, let's talk about Jacob and Esau. It's a story most of us think we know, right? You've got the younger brother who pulls a fast one, stealing the birthright and that all-important blessing from his older, much hairier twin. On the surface, it just looks like a really messy, kind of tragic family drama. But what if it's not what it seems? What if this whole story isn't about a simple theft at all, but about a hidden destiny playing out? A destiny so deep that even the people living it had no idea what was really going on until the very end. This is where it gets really good. Let's dive in. Okay, so let's set the scene. Picture this. Jacob, with his arms covered in itchy goatskins to feel like his brother Esau, has just walked out of his blind father Isaac's tent. He's got the blessing. He pulled it off. And at that exact moment, who comes strolling in from the hunt? Esau, ready to get the blessing he thinks is his. And when Isaac figures out what just happened, his words to Esau seem to seal the deal. He says, "Your brother came with guile, with deception, and he took your blessing." So case closed, right? A simple con. But believe it or not, this is where our story actually begins. This is where the brilliant 11th century commentator, Rashi, steps in. He looks at that exact Hebrew word for guile, bemirma, and he says, hold on a second. This word doesn't just mean deception. It can also be translated as with wisdom or with cleverness. And just like that, Jacob's action is transformed. It's not just a trick, it's a smart, strategic move. And that one word, well, it changes everything. So to prove his point, Rashi tells us, hey, stop focusing on the family drama for a second. Instead, let's put the blessings themselves under a microscope. Because he argues that the specific words Isaac used, maybe without even realizing it, were always meant for Jacob. Now, check this out. It's a subtle difference in phrasing, but it's absolutely critical. For Jacob, Isaac says, "May God give you." It's a prayer. It's a hope. It's totally conditional on Jacob actually being worthy of it. But for Esau, he later says, "Your abode shall enjoy." That's not a prayer. That's a statement of fact. It's an unconditional guarantee of worldly success, no matter what kind of person Esau is. And Rashi zooms in even closer. The specific name for God that Isaac uses in Jacob's blessing is Elohim, and as Rashi explains, that name refers to God's attribute of strict justice. So the blessing is basically a meritocracy. Isaac is saying, may God, the ultimate judge, give you this if you deserve it. That kind of blessing could only ever stick to someone who is truly righteous. And this brings us to the next clue, which is just brilliant. Look at the end of Jacob's blessing. The curse comes before the blessing. Cursed be they who curse you, blessed they who bless you. Now, you might think the word order doesn't matter, but oh, it does. Just to see why this is so important, let's fast forward. Later in the Bible, you have this wicked prophet, Balaam, who gives a similar blessing to Israel. But look, he flips the order, blessed, then cursed. So what's going on with this reversal? Well, Rashi explains that the word order is like a roadmap for a person's entire life. The righteous, he says, often face struggles and hardship, the curse, first, before they ultimately find peace and success, the blessing. But the wicked, they often have it easy at first. They get their blessing up front, and then comes the eventual downfall. So without even knowing it, Isaac gave Jacob the life path of the righteous. And all of these little clues, all of this textual detective work, it all leads to this incredibly dramatic climax. Esau is standing right there. The trick is out in the open, and Isaac has to face what he's just done. The text says Isaac was seized with a very violent trembling. Now, this isn't just, oh my, I've been fooled. This is a deep, soul-shaking terror, the kind of fear that rattles you to your very bones. So we have to ask the question, why was he so terrified? I mean, was it really just the shock of being outsmarted by his quieter, younger son? Rashi says no. It was something way, way more frightening than that. In that exact moment, Rashi explains, Isaac was hit with a prophetic vision. He literally saw Gehenna, the Jewish concept of hell, opening up right under Esau's feet. He wasn't trembling because he was tricked. He was trembling because he finally saw the true wicked nature of the son he was about to bless. And in that instant, everything snaps into place for Isaac. First, he panics. He thinks he's sinned by messing up the natural order. But then, Esau himself screams, "He already took my birthright." And that is the final piece of the puzzle. Isaac realizes Jacob wasn't just a trickster, he was the legal heir. He had blessed the right person all along. And his terror just melts away and turns into this powerful conviction. He declares, now he must remain blessed. This isn't a stolen blessing anymore. This is a consciously, willingly confirmed blessing from a father who finally sees the truth. So, destiny has been served. But that doesn't mean the family drama is over. Not by a long shot. In fact, it's about to get a whole lot worse. Esau is just consumed with rage. He doesn't see some divine plan unfolding, he just sees betrayal. And in his heart, he makes this chilling vow. The second my father is gone, I'm going to kill my brother Jacob. But wait, how could anyone know about a secret plan that Esau only made in his heart? Well, Rashi tells us that Rebekah, the mom who set this whole thing in motion, found out through the Holy Spirit. She had a prophetic gut feeling about her son's murderous plan. So she rushes to Jacob and tells him to run for his life. And she says something really weird. She says, let me not lose you both in one day. Now, hold on. If Esau kills Jacob, she'd only lose one son, right? Why would she lose both? Rashi lays out her cold, hard, strategic thinking. It's like a tragic chess game. She knows that if Esau attacks, one of two things is going to happen. If Esau wins, obviously she loses Jacob. But if Jacob defends himself and kills Esau, then Esau's sons will rise up for revenge and kill Jacob. Either way, she saw a future where she would lose both of her children on the very same day. And so, Jacob has to run. But before he leaves, there's one last, crucial moment that completely erases any doubt about who was truly supposed to get this blessing. Isaac, now with his eyes wide open, metaphorically anyway, calls Jacob back to him. No tricks, no disguises, and he gives him the ultimate family inheritance, the blessing of Abraham. This is it. This is the confirmation. The messy, painful, chaotic deception was, in the end, the only path that could lead to destiny being fulfilled. What Rashi really shows us is that the stories we think are about simple human drama, jealousy, deception, favoritism, are often covering up something much deeper. They're stories about a complex destiny unfolding in ways nobody could have predicted. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other hidden meanings are just sitting there waiting to be found in the stories we think we already know so well?